player here in Black Ops 6. Kind of got phased out pretty quickly thereafter, but is back in the pool for the end times of this game. Obviously, we'll be saying goodbye to Black Ops 6 very soon, and hello to Black Ops number 7. But until then, we got a couple more Chumpions matchups here. And it looks like this one's starting off with a bang. A couple picks going back and forth either way, and it's going to be early pressure on the point from the side of the Floppr. But, I mean, the Hunted, they're able to get back on pretty quick.
Yeah, the Hunted, this is what you're really looking for, right? You're trying to get some early hardpoint wins, some early of these respawn modes off the board, right? Because you're not the best S&D team. You know, Minnesota Floppr's been a little better at S&D this season. Chicago, the only game mode they're weak at is S&D. Phenomenal at those respawns. Minnesota's slipped a few of those through. So if you're Chicago, starting this one out with a massive hardpoint win would be very big for them. But already up to that nice little like 10 point-ish lead there, getting ready for this P2. You're going to see Minnesota Floppr get those kills in the back. They've got P2 set up. They're going to be ready to go here momentarily. But Chicago now trying to just spawn in. They don't want to give up a ton of time on P2, so they're going to have to get there pretty quick. They can't solo hit this one out, but we see them grouping up, making a nice play happen. Minnesota Floppr set up and waiting.
Pretty solid thus far. Back and forth affair, but I mean, in terms of the picks, it's very even, but in terms of the points, the Hunted maybe starting to crawl a little bit ahead with this one. Finally getting a 10-point lead, which might not seem like a lot, but that could be the beginning of a very big momentum setter here. And J Miles able to get a nice little angle onto the point, but not able to convert as Nick gets a solid 3K to continue this winning streak for the Chicago Hunted.
Yeah. Once again, we got that classic Battlefield 6. Geez, Battlefield 6 could never. Black Ops 6 glitch right there. There you're going to see Scrape getting in that nice little kill streak. I think he had a 5 total there before going down, 7 and 4 so far on the map. But nice lead now for Chicago. They get a phenomenal break on P2. They only give up 8 points on a P2 that Minnesota had total control over. So the first initial hit did get takeover there, but Minnesota Floppr, first one's the P3. They've got the back P4 hold. A lot of time could go their way here if Chicago don't break through. Said the same thing on P2, and they broke through P2, no problem. This time around, they let up about 9 points here before they were able to break on in. Well, actually, a little bit more than that, more like 12. But the break does kind of happen. They've got the hill time. They've got the split spawns as well, though, so they got to be careful there.
Split spawns, and there's players everywhere for the side of the Floppr right now. They are able to get one pick and at least contest the point and stall this out for a little bit longer. And another couple picks rolled through. Ben J. Very, very good job staying alive for a little while there, but eventually the Hunted are going to continue to stabilize on this point. They're looking so solid thus far. I mean, they're just 0 notes. Everybody is shooting right now, particularly Scrape. I mean, this guy's got 11 kills already. We're barely any time into this.
Yeah, not ideal to run off the map right there, but that's how it goes, right? As soon as you highlight someone, say they're doing fantastic, they make a play like that, but it is what it is. Nice little almost 60-point lead here going for Chicago. It's going to get cut down a little bit as Minnesota get into this P4. But once again, they've got the setup. Can they hold it as Chicago diving in, getting this push going? We see pushing from all angles. Minnesota Floppr trying to fight it out, but Nick in the back wins a massive gunfight. His teammates win him as well. Chicago Hunted looking to grab this last 40 seconds here as Minnesota Floppr. They respawn, need to get a break once again.
That's a good start to it, but it's a 1-for-1 trade. J Miles looking to equalize this one out, taking Nick out of the picture after some very good shots early on, and hopefully they're able to get in on this one for at least a couple points. But it takes them at least until Chicago gets up to 100 points. They're a little under halfway there at this point, and they could put on another significant chunk here. We are about to be headed to the next hard point. And I mean, Hunted, they're able to get the scrap time secured, but I mean, they're already on the next point as well, so.
Yeah, this is the first time where Chicago is really kind of the first one.
Wait?
I shouldn't say first one. I mean, they're there at a mix, but they're the first opportunity to grab the initial time. They don't end up getting as Minnesota's there, but the kill's going to come in from Chicago. They pick up that first one, looking for a bit more. They pick up 2 for 1, but here we go. J Miles and the boys starting to get some nice kills here. Minnesota Floppr, they clean up right there. They get the close spawns, ready for another push.
And I mean, a phenomenal double kill there from Relapse just allows the rest of his team to have the space necessary to walk onto the point, get a little bit more of this time on this hard point here before we rotate back around to the beginning of the map. I believe there's only those points. This is the last one, but 17 seconds remaining at this point. And the Floppr are standing strong on this point. They will not give up any more points than is necessary. Hunted are able to secure the scrap time at the very end of it, but within the very same building, we are going to the next hard point. And it kind of looks like the Floppr already have a couple players within this building just posted up. Oh my.
Yeah, doing their best, trying to get pushed on through here. Things looking a little bit sus if you're the side of Floppr at the moment. Only down by 30, but Chicago keep trying to push this one back and forth. They're trying to maintain that P2 side of the map. They want those spawns. They know that's going to be the next hill. It's going to be a big money hold if they can get there. But this P1 still on the table. Can't give up too much time here. Chicago trying to push on in. Minnesota Floppr, though, picking up the slaying. Struggled a little bit early on, but now things starting to go back in their favor as far as kills and the time is concerned. They keep rotating early to these points, getting early setups. They get broken through, and they end up not being able to re-break. But now, not too much of a problem. They get some solid time on P1. They're willing to probably give up some time at the end of it here. 15 seconds remaining to get a solid P2 hold.
Yeah, you're very okay with this if you're the side of the Floppr. I mean, you were down by 60 points very recently.
Oh, no.
And now, oh no. Yeah, they get beat there.
They lose the 15 and they lose the rotation because they all get killed off and they get the far back corner respawn out by the police trucks.
Yeah, that's not good. I mean, you've lost a lot of your numbers at this point. And Nick,
NJ, though.
A nice gunfight win, but then Jay in a perfect spot to potentially put a thorn in the side, gets shut down immediately. And the Floppr, I mean, they have to find a way back into this one quickly. Otherwise, the Hunted, I think this is one of the most important sites because if they can run away with the momentum here, it just gets worse for the side of the Floppr. Parker with a nice little double kill is going to be able to help his team secure the lead going forward here. The Floppr just having trouble getting in on this P2.
Yeah, it's very tough to do, though. So they're trying their best, but unfortunately not going to work out. You see Scrape and Nick just going absolutely off still at the moment, trying to hold down that last bit of time. But the rotation here coming into that new hill, this P3 going to be pretty big. Chicago last time around didn't get here right away, just like what's happening right now. Minnesota were the first ones here. They had the setup for the P3, P4 full rotation. A lot of money time happens in this situation here. Minnesota, though, this time around capitalizing, getting the kills, getting 3 this time around. Last time they only got about 1. But they got to watch out as Parker. Actually, Scrape is in the back. This guy's not who you want in your back line.
Ooh.
As he starts to pick up a couple kills, he has to be targeted. He is going to get pushed in, but that allows the rest of Chicago Hunted to get pushed up the map and start getting towards that hill.
And they do get towards the hill up on this north side, but Floppr are able to stabilize at least for now. A couple more players coming through Burger, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like the Hunted are particularly confident, and the moment they do get confident, they just get picked off trying to enter in onto this hard point. Nobody really able to make it in despite a couple really good picks from Nick. The points just keep flowing in favor of the Floppr, and now they've got this lead cut down to just over 20. The Hunted are going to get a little bit more scrap time, but once again, the Floppr, they've won the early rotation under this next hard point.
Yeah, I mean, Floppr, they're here. Last time around, they got here first right away as well, but here we go. The push from the back. Fatty pushing in, picks up 1, doesn't get the second, does get taken down. Not going to be ideal there if you're the side of Chicago. Minnesota, though, this is exactly what you're looking for. Not only are you all the way back in the game, you're looking for a chance to take that lead, but guess what? Nick just running through your squad right now. Picks up 2, looking for more. 1 more to get in the gunfight. Does go down. The trade comes in. Back and forth right now, but Scrape going to push on up, gets a double kill, gets shot in the back. His teammates are there, spawning in close. 30 seconds remaining for this hill. Chicago Hunted definitely have an opportunity to get all of this.
Absolutely they do, and at that point, you're in what potentially 1 hardpoint win territory, so you really want to be able to take the rest of this, but the Floppr, they know how important this hill is. They fight for it, and they make sure that the Hunted cannot win on this next hardpoint, even if they get the full 60. That is potentially a massive play going forward, especially since the Hunted, they've already won the rotation to next.
I mean, I just like playing for that anyway. That last 15 seconds is probably far more valuable than any time you're going to get at P5. Most of the time, this is very contest fest, back and forth. The team gets like 10 seconds at most. Every once in a while, you see a team get a lot more, and they break in anyway, right? They get 3-4 kills, only losing 1 or 2 in the process there. But down by 10, trying to get that time on the board. Chicago Hunter going to be pushed on up here. No one can win from this hill, so there's some back and forth kills so far. Minnesota Floppr looking great on this P5. The push comes in, though. Nick going to be hard to deal with. Picks up 1 before going down. Make that 2, actually. But the respawners coming in. They got to deal with Relapse, who's on a 5 streak.
Ooh.
Maybe try to play for that. Maybe that's useful in the future here. We're probably going to get to another P2, so I imagine that'll be super useful over there.
and Floppr retake the lead,
Just
even for
one
just a moment. That could potentially be just massive for them. They have a lock on the location of a couple more players, and they're able to maintain that going into the third rotation of these hard points. A little bit more scrap time could potentially be massive for them, especially considering that the Hunted are already on P1. You've got Fatty there, ready and waiting for the oncoming onslaught. And it's gonna be a massacre here as players are already falling on both sides, but the Floppr so far not coming out on top of these trades. Hunted are hitting every necessary shot. They take back the lead by just 5 points, and the Floppr, I mean, they need a fight win right now, and they get it.
Yeah, they get some nice gunfight wins right there, but Chicago Hunted still spawning on the good side of the map, so you're going to have to watch out for that. They push on in, they pick up one, pick up two, looking for a third. Parker hunting this last player who's rotating around to where he just came from, gets him taken down. 20 seconds remaining on this time, but what's really going to matter is that back P2. The number 5 player, number 3 player. Got to say hello to each other. Parker going to win that one. Actually, that's not even Parker, that's Nick. But we see this P1 going a little crazy back and forth. Minnesota Floppr still down by about 10 seconds. This P2 going to be the thing we're looking for here.
Yep.
Chicago Hunted are here. They had a nice little... Oh, they had a Hellstorm before, but they accidentally wasted it on the first P4.
Okay, so Fatty dies there, and that's potentially the pick that seals the deal for the Floppr. They're able to get back here onto the hard point, and they're behind by a couple points right now. This has been very, very close nearing the end of this map, but the Floppr currently in comfortable control of the hard point. A player does get onto the site, but is shut down very quickly. Parker falls, and just like that, they have to find a way back into this one, but they're still losing numbers. Big pick coming out from the side of Fatty, but cannot stay alive for much longer. They are able to get back onto this one, and if they can hold for the rest of this point, they can win it for sure.
They gotta watch the back, but the push coming in right now. Minnesota Floppr trying to get there. They pick up 2 kills, looking for a third. The kills come in. They can no longer win off of this one, but Minnesota, they can't win either, but now we have to rotate. First ones there are going to be Chicago Hunted. If you're Minnesota Floppr, you got to get here quick. The mid push coming in very fast. Chicago Hunted, though, they're stacking the point. They know they've got to win this one. They need 15 seconds. Minnesota Floppr pick up 2, uncontested there. J Miles pushing up, trying to get some help. They pick up a third. They get the, they don't get the 4th on the hill, but it does finally come through. They get the respawners as well. 10 more seconds. This one's going to be over. Chicago Hunted have not lost a hard point all season, and they lose their first one in the championship match.
Wow. As you say, they've been phenomenal on hardpoint all year long, all season long, rather. And they fall here by 11 points on rewind. Maybe it's a little bit of that map inexperience coming back to bite them. Like I said earlier, not a map that's been in the pool very much during the Black Ops 6 year, but I mean, right here, right now, they per team. So, gonna be going in, trying to get that bomb down. Minnesota starting on the attack here, bomb in hand. Early pressure, early nade lineups. Fairly standard stuff. Not surprising to see any of this. Parker with the first pick of the map onto Ben. Not going to allow that player to push up very quickly at all, but more players will fall. J Miles will find 2 in return, though. 1 versus 4 potential for this.
They're hitting them one at a time here. I mean, they keep just going at them one at a time. Minnesota Floppr, they've got an opportunity here. J Miles, like you just said, about to turn a 1v4 maybe into something potential here. Now, they're a little closer together, so maybe a chance to help each other out if something goes wrong. Like they're angling a little more now, but J Miles has to try to get this bomb down, though. It's going to be his biggest dilemma. Maybe try to get a kill or 2. They have no idea where he's at. Should have a free A plant. He obviously does not know that. You're going to think these guys are going to get a little nervous. They're going to start moving around. They do just that. Number 5 player, number 6 player, Scrape, and Fatty. And J Miles loops this one back around these players. Yeah, he's going to plant this bomb at B, but he's probably going to get banged out here really quickly. Both those players coming around the corner very fast. We're going to see them peek this bomb site right now. The kill comes through. A little bit delayed, but it does happen. Chicago Hunted end up taking it and go up 1-0 on the map.
Yeah, and I mean, when you're in a situation like that as the Hunted, there's only 1 player left, but he's already taken out 2 of your teammates. You do not want to risk anything. Play together, if anything. Obviously, don't give him a free lineup and a free double kill, but, I mean, just run together. Make sure that if one of you goes down, the other is there to pick up the trade. And, I mean, they play that perfectly at that point. Just start running together onto both of those bomb sites just to ensure that the plant is not going to go down for free. And just like that, side swapping. Hunted now on the attack.
Okay, Hunted. Gonna go towards the A site with this one. A bit easier for the attacking teams to get pressure on this side of the map, but Relapse, first blood coming through for the Minnesota Floppr. They get the second one as well. Just like that, looking pretty good. They get a third. Looking like the other side of the other side all over again, basically. Now Scrape, 1v4.
Where? Why?
A little tough
Why?
here.
Where and why are my two
Guys,
questions.
Guys in Narnia, that happens. Sometimes you just got to make sure no one wraps all the way around the fire engine.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'll give it up. I'll give it up. The flank watch is important. Unfortunately, sometimes the flank watch is left in a 1 versus 4, and unlike last time, there will be no kills for the final remaining member, and the Floppr will be able to convert that one off the back of a couple of excellent gunfight wins early in the round.
I mean, Chicago, obviously, they're taking that advantage that is on the A side. You get a lot of pressure up there very quickly. But, a lot of times that turns into absolutely nothing, as we see here. The grenades start flying in, the stuns start flying in, and everyone just starts dying. So, and you know what? That is what it is. But now, this side of Minnesota going to be back on the attacking side. Last time around, didn't go too well for them right away. They lost a lot of players pretty quickly. We'll see if things can be a little different here as they hit the A side out themselves. We see the stuns and nades coming through. Trophy on the side of Minnesota is down. I didn't see one down for Chicago, but maybe it did happen. Scrape picks up one, picks up a second. This guy's shooting just like he was in the hard point.
Hitting beautiful shots right now, and I feel like I've seen something similar to this one before, CNK. It's Relapse in a 1 versus 4, but not able to convert off of those initial shots connecting. The pistol was out and available, but I mean, Parker's just there to save the life of his teammate in this round. Not gonna allow that pick to come through at all. Oh, excuse me. Parker is the one who got the kill.
What is going on?
I thought somebody else got the kill.
Yeah, that's talent. Pretty much. All right, here we go, though. 4v4 back on the map. Everyone back alive. Chicago up 2-1 in a game mode they're not the best at. Now, they are phenomenal at hardpoint. They did lose one of those. This is indeed their map pick. That's true enough. Jim's did just remind me of that. But now we see the A hit coming out once again. The nades and stuns flying through. Just making sure these cars are blowing up and stuff. Make sure you're not getting killed by those later on. But we see this push coming through. They do have one player watching that flank. Going to be Scrape once again. Look at the push coming in from Parker. Massive chow right there coming out. Big win. But it is going to get traded out in the end. But there's Scrape in the back, actually. The player watching the flank. The bomb is going down.
Yep, bomb's going down for the first time in this map, and suddenly the Hunted are in a 3 versus 3 scenario. This is the first time we're not seeing an immediate 1 versus 4, and a couple picks are now coming out pretty quickly here. Nick is out of the picture, and Fatty very nearly also goes down early, but not quite going to happen yet. Does eventually, but Parker now left in a 1 versus 3 will not be able to convert, and once again we see a defensive side round win. In this map, it is back and forth. Nobody is able to take a winning round on the offense, and the Floppr tie it up.
Yeah, that was the first time we saw, like, offensive team get a first blood. I thought it would maybe turn into something. That was when Parker just kind of pushed that car out right off the bat and got kind of lucky with it, but he just kind of slayed someone out pretty quickly. But a trade did come in on the map as we see that back player did die. It kind of forced Chicago to send a player towards the back, watch the flank. Things got chaotic pretty quick, but hey, what are you going to do? Minnesota Floppr, they clean up, get themselves up tied 2-2. And like you said, all defensive round wins so far. So we'll see who the first team to get an offensive round is. We'll see if it's Minnesota. They are the only team so far that's willing to go A or B, but once again, we're very early on here. So Chicago might hit B side out there next time around. I like the mid hit though.
Ooh, pretty solid here, and early trades once again. I'm getting a strange sense of deja vu, but this time around, Scrape going to flip the script once again, put the Floppr at a disadvantage. Once again, the attackers not looking amazing here in this round. Not a good spot for them to be in. But the Hunted, they're looking very solid here, obviously. Fatty only having 1 kill so far, but managing to stay alive through 2 of the 4 rounds that we had so far, and that is such a valuable thing here in SND. Just being able to stay alive puts so much pressure on the opposing team.
Just sort of moving over towards this A lane. Scrape gonna spot that out, get out without taking any damage. Does a good little damage trade in return, and he's just gonna back on out, let his teammates know what's up. Fatty watching over that mid vent, ready to push down that and hit this out if necessary. And you're going to see this Parker is going to push up as well, but the first player jumps up on that G-Wagon. Scrape just trying to stay alive for now. Has a little bit of a struggle going on, but 15 seconds remaining for the side of Minnesota. You don't have time to wrap around, but he gets pushed back up. Scrape is an absolute demon right now. This man should be dead 5 times over. Still alive, though. His teammates pushing on up to help him out. One goes down, Minnesota Floppr. One player remaining gets taken out, and Chicago hunted. Another defensive round on the board.
Another defensive round on the board. It is, as you say, the attack just cannot get anything going, no matter which side of this coin you find. It is just defensive round win after defensive round win after defensive round win. There's just zero forward momentum for the attackers right now.
I mean, it's just tough as well, though, when you're down a player like that and you push over to the objective that has Scrape at it. Like, that guy's been shooting straight all series long. I say all series long. We're on map 2 right now, but on map 1, that guy was putting in work for his team, all right? That guy was doing his job. But we see Chicago hunted, 3rd time hitting out towards this A site. A lot of damage going down right off the bat. Zin, though, just pushes right on up. He sneaks through the back as well. He picks up one, gets taken down, though. Scrape does clean that one up. See some kills back and forth once again as Minnesota cleans up another kill. And Chicago hunted now, down a player, kind of trapped over here on this A side.
Not looking amazing for them, for sure, but I mean, it's as you say, Scrape has been shooting tonight so far, and still is alive in this particular round, so it is very possible that we see a play come out from him or from Parker, who is on 6 kills on the map right now, putting up some baller numbers as we speak. But I mean, it remains to be seen. You still have to find a way onto one of these sites, and the defense is playing a little bit further back than you might expect. Pick comes out onto Ben. Scrape falls, though. Now it's a 1 versus 2 with sub 30 seconds and not a chance in hell of that one going the way of the hunted. Floppr, once again, another defensive round.
Minnesota Floppr, keep the defenses alive. Someone's got to do it. But shout out to Zin with that nice early play. Picked up that 1 kill on that like street L corner and then immediately went into the bathroom to go get another kill. Just unfortunately didn't win that gunfight, but it would have been absolutely baller if it did happen, but still big kill regardless. This one's tied up 3-3 at the moment. Got ourselves a championship match that is going absolutely minty at the moment. We see Minnesota Floppr once again going towards this A hit. The only team that has gone B is Minnesota. That was their first time around. Have only hit A since. But now, see one player watching the flank, probably going to get used up real soon, but that bomb should start going down very shortly as we see both these teams clashing on the A site. No one dead yet.
I mean, I don't know if I love the flank watch being designated here. Obviously, it's nice to have, but there hasn't been a significant flank coming out from either of these defensive teams. Both of them playing extremely patiently so far, but that could change right here, right now. That number 7 player of Parker right here is finally able to put pressure onto Relapse. But, I mean, the moment you take this flank, the entire rest of your team dies, and now, finally, we might be looking at an attack round win. We do. The Floppr are the first team to draw blood 2 times in a row here in this map, and they are on to that 4th.
Yeah, these flanks, they are coming in very slow, obviously, so it's kind of slowing things up quite a bit. It's forcing a player to kind of stay towards the back, but both teams are keeping those players back there, you know? They're just waiting for an opening. They're waiting for their teammates to kind of open things up in the front before they can hit out the back or, you know, actually be useful as the one watching the flank. But now we see Minnesota Floppr looking phenomenal. I mean, your top player is currently 9-3 on a 3 streak. I mean, shout out J Miles. Gotta do what you gotta do. But Chicago hunted now, taking their first opportunity to go towards this B site. You see Minnesota have a couple players here in force. They're pushing through with 3 players. The gunshots going back and forth. Scrape trying to push on up. It's got to be careful. No one wants to lose their life here. Relapse getting the first blood. He's traded out by Scrape just like that. 3v3 on the map.
3 versus 3, as you say, and I mean, losing out on Parker sucks a lot here. 7 deaths, dead in every round, but still managing to pick up 7 kills up to this point. Miles with a solid double kill. That should just be the round outright. I mean, Nick left in a 1 versus 3. They know exactly where he is, thanks in part to that slide movement. That Omni movement coming in handy in this exact instance, but I mean, they have a general idea of where Nick is, but they also have control over the bomb. And Nick has to play around that. You can't just run over to the A site right now. You will just lose the round. Sub 30 seconds now. Still has to win 3 gunfights, and they have to know where you are. He's managed to slip through the net, Nick. He's managed to find 2 of them. Down to a 1 versus 1. Nick and Zin. Bomb has been picked up as well.
This is big brain play 9 times out of 10. I mean, Nick is absolutely going demon time for his team right now. Went from being in a 1v3 against 2 phenomenal players on the other, well, 3 phenomenal players on the other side. Now it's a 1v1. He's got bomb down in his favor. The number 4 player, Zin, is probably freaking out right now, trying to figure out what happened to my 2 teammates and where'd this guy go. But unfortunately, the player that was supposed to be watching J Miles back, unfortunately, looked away for 1 second. Zin, though, gets spotted out early on. So Nick, though, got to be careful. This player might try to push you out. There's a lot of damage onto Nick right off the bat. He's very weak right now, trying to just get himself moving around. He's just running back and forth. He gets his health back, and he just runs away. Zin, though, does spot him out. Has to get this kill and the defuse. Zin, I mean, Nick is just running this timeout. He's not going to have time to get it. He doesn't get it in time.
He doesn't get it. A successful 1v3 for Nick. And that's going to put the Floppr on map point here. That's unreal.
I mean, he was just running around.
Wait, no, excuse me. The hunted. I am losing.
Yeah, but he was just running around. Like, he kept just looking at him. He's like, that might be my teammate. I don't want to shoot him. No, I'm kidding.
It's 4-4.
He kept waiting for the best opportunity to shoot the guy in the back and stuff. But Nick might just be the clutchest player of all time. He was looking like Shotzi out there, the way he was just finessing a doorway.
After 6 straight defensive round wins, we've now seen 2 attack round wins in a row. I mean, it's just beautiful. It's beautiful stuff what we're seeing right now. The gameplay is immaculate. Don't chow that. Do
not chow that guy.
Don't chow that.
Yep, pretty much. That's all good.
Finds Ben very early, and he's still playing very aggressive on this car, looking down into this little building here. And they have... Oh, Fatty's on such a crazy play. The hunted.
That's boy. There we go. Look at that. We're on map point right now. The side of Chicago going to be up 5-4 as they win 2 in a row right there. Yeah. Not the guy you want to see popping through your window. That's for sure.
Definitely not.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah. He's kind of on his demon time so far. But, hey, Minnesota Floppr. They've won in offense before. They obviously have won many defenses here. We'll see if they can win the defense. And I'm pretty sure they'll be on... I think they'll be on defense, actually, last round, if the stats say the same, right? Yeah. It'll be close.
So,
I think I'm off by 1 counting. But here we go. Chicago hunted, rushing this one out towards that A site. They don't have a trophy down from what I can see so far, but J Miles, he's trying to peek this one up. He peeks this fast, maybe
oh my god.
First pick, get some damage on the second, but it's a full-on trade, so that actually kind of works out in Chicago's favor. We see this bomb carrier making his way out towards the back. The number 8 player just needs to kind of start making noise, be annoying, make sure your presence is known. There we go. They probably still think they're going A site here. I mean, it looks like the bomb is coming back though. So yeah, he's like, hey, tag me in. I like this though. Hitting out towards that middle. There's only 1 player to deal with. That's gonna be a relapse. Once again, this guy may be 4-7 on this map, but this guy is actually on his demon time as well. He gets taken down. Parker with a big kill there. Rotates out with the bomb once again. Needs to get this bomb towards his teammates. Either needs to get it down or go back towards A. He needs to make a decision now. So we see both these Minnesota players making their way over towards this B site. Another kill comes in. 1v3 on the map.
Hunted? No way. There's just no way in hell that this happens 2 rounds in a row. There's just no way in hell that this happens again. A 1 versus 3 potentially on the cards here, and Parker's going to make a mad dash all the way for the B site. It looked like he might have been going towards A, and Ben has no idea. He has to, right? I mean, he's going for it for sure. The plant's going to be going down, and...
That would be so funny, though.
Just like that. I mean, Ben has to... Ben now knows, but it's a weird position.
Now remember,
he really could have gone anywhere.
This guy was in a 1v3, made it a 1v1. Hopefully he's got no yappers in the chat, but just like that, okay, I thought he was turning around for a second, but Parker ends up taking it. Parker wins the S&D for his team. They win it 6-4, and just like that, these teams switch game modes on what they're more dominant at. The side of Chicago taking the S&D, Minnesota Floppr taking that first hard point. Now, big thing to note, it was each other's like map pick, right? So like they pick like hey, we started a little bit late in this map, but it is what it is. That'll happen every once in a while. But Minnesota doing a pretty good job here, getting themselves pushed up towards that B side of the map. But guess what, Parker? Doing his job for the team. They go 3 down right there for the side of Minnesota. But Ben J still pushed up, just has to make sure this map pressure doesn't get too out of control as Parker's pushing up that middle of the map. Both these teams, though, very good controlled teams as a whole. So we'll see how this one's going to end up. Minnesota starting to get some ticks on this A site. I say ticks. They're trying to get some time on it. Chicago, though, pushing back with quite the bite here. Some nice kills going their way. 3 life difference now as Minnesota cut down a little bit. They had a 1 to 2 life advantage a little bit ago. Not that that's anything crazy. Not that even a 3 or 4-1 right now is crazy, but hey, what are you going to do? We did see Parker was on a 5 streak, though. Does get taken down. 4 life streak now. Well, streak difference now. Make it 5 as Minnesota Floppr kind of pushed back in their spawn here. Chicago Hunted doing a good job. Just keeping them pushed back, keeping them off this time, making sure they're getting nothing for free. We see a nice little B push coming out now. 2-3 players trying to make their way over there, but decide if Chicago Hunted do kind of counter that one off just by shooting at them. So the A site now kind of getting pushed. But you see Nick going on a quick little flank on that underground route. It was good to see a couple kills in favor of Minnesota, but Chicago answered back with the art of Nick. Just picking up nice 2 there. Relapse about to get their first tick on the board. He does get that A tick off the board, looking for a second one. They have to get this one fully captured because they need the time back. They need it bad. But Chicago Hunted still cutting them down, still doing their job. That 6 life lead, make it a 4, is starting to cut down pretty hard now. Minnesota Floppr need a little bit of a stack towards this A site, still trying to break out a spawn. Chicago Hunted just slowly flowing people in, getting kills as they need. But 2 ticks on the A site, looking for that 3rd. The nice kills coming through now. Minnesota Floppr starting to solid things up a little bit here. They've got 1 more player to beat, but Parker picks up 3. Parker with a massive gunfight going his way, but he is going to get taken down. And Zin, though, going to clutch this one up. Is contested at the moment, does go down. Just needs a little bit of time on this A site. Minnesota flood in. They end up getting it, but they've only got 4 lives remaining. Not going to be ideal for the side of Minnesota. Only going to be 3 now. The options to do anything at B really not going to be too high here, but Chicago, 7 lives is nothing crazy. They could go through these pretty quick if they're not careful. Minnesota Floppr here, slowly pushing this one up the map. They've got a nice mid control at the moment, but Chicago Hunted, I like this from them. Just staying back, playing for their picks, playing for their trades. They know they've got the advantage. They end up getting 1 player pushed up. He gets a nice kill. J Miles, though, does counter with 1 of his own. Nothing too crazy at the moment. But the side of Minnesota Floppr, this one's going to be very tough. They get another kill on the board, though. That's going to help out a little bit. They got 30 seconds remaining. Still only 2 lives against the full team plus 1 of Chicago Hunted. So Minnesota Floppr are going to have to make something happen here very quickly. Not a ton of time. Parker, though, gets a clean kill. 2 easy freebies right there. And just like that, we get ourselves moved on over to a nice round 1 victory in favor of Chicago. Now, they are going to end up giving up 3 ticks. Once again, though, that's not going to be really anything crazy. I mean, Minnesota getting 3, I mean, that's pretty standard. Most teams end up getting that A site. Usually we see some teams get a little more pressure towards B site, and they got so close to that 1 tick over on B before it got cut down pretty early on there. But hey, it is what it is. But we're going to get ourselves loaded up into that round 2. This time around, Chicago going to be on offense. Now, this is the team that has that perfect record in control. So, I mean, round 1, you know, so far went very good. For this, I mean, for the side of Chicago, I mean, Minnesota, nothing to scuff at, right? 3 ticks is great, but Chicago now, the team that's expected to be better. Let's see what they can do.
Hello, everyone. I'm back. I went to get a soda, and it took a little longer than I thought it would. So my apologies for missing so much of that first round. All of that first round, as a matter of fact. But the Hunted, they aren't missing a beat. Much unlike me, they are already on to this point, able to get that first tick and that second tick. Very nice job securing both of those, and they might just be able to secure that number 3 as well. Couple players are going to hop on and prevent that from happening, though. Really well played. Fatty, though, is able to get there, contest, get a couple kills, and eventually they do manage to secure that 3rd point as well on the B site. Running onto A very quickly, though. A couple more players are falling. Parker with a nice little double scrape, able to follow that one up. They know exactly where the entirety of the Floppr is, and that's 2 ticks. Already very close to finishing out the map completely. That's all 6 in the blink of an eye for the Hunted.
Not ideal if you're Minnesota. I mean, Chicago make it look absolutely easy, right? They get all their pressure on one side of the map, get that one capped pretty quickly. I mean, the way they stack the point is just beautiful, but a lot of kills just coming through in multi-kills, right? I mean, Parker, we're literally going to watch him pick up 3 right there who, you know, hey, it is what it is, right? Kind of part of the game here. The side of Chicago looking fantastic in that round. I love the way they're rotating around the map. It's awesome. Honestly, hey, I mean, if you're Minnesota, it's do or die, right? You got to get all 6 ticks on the board, get a nice little win rate here. really your only way forward. I mean, that one really didn't even go anywhere near lives, right? I mean, they only had like a 5-6 kill advantage. Minnesota never really had an opportunity after that full second wipe to do anything. But Chicago now, their second defense. Let's see how they play.
Chat, I would like to point out that there is a very real possibility that the Hunted are able to win this map before I finish my bottle of sarsaparilla. That is a very real possibility, a very real timeline we are living in. But right now, the Minnesota Floppr are doing everything in their power to prevent that from happening. This bottle of sarsaparilla will likely be gone before the Hunted are able to win this map, because that's the first point already completely taken for the side of the Floppr. I mean, beautiful stuff coming out from them. Very quick, very aggressive first point, and now moving over to the B site. But that's been harder so far than it was for the Hunted in that previous round. They are able to get a player onto that site, but they are shut down very quickly.
I like getting that trophy down right away on that B site. Just give you a little bit of advantage when your players get pushed back up once again. Hopefully it didn't get too far in front of the van, though. It looked like it might have, but they get a nice kill towards that top ARP. I guess what the flank is in from Parker. He does end up going down, though. And now, Minnesota Floppr, they've got a player on B, second player on the way, 2 more pushing through the middle of the map. The respawns are nice and close. Fatty, though, trying to make something happen on the site, does some damage, does get taken down. The stack is in. Word to Jim's. Got to be careful here, though. Big push coming in from the side of Chicago. They pick up 3. 1 player still left alive for Minnesota. Does get taken down, but they do secure 1 tick. So they've got 4 out of 6 ticks that they're going to need. They've got 1 minute and 40 seconds, and the lives are tied. Make it a 3 life advantage. Minnesota, they pick up 3. This is big if they get this last player that is Scrape. Now, Scrape is an absolute demon. If anyone can make a play right here, it is going to be him, but his teammates are spawning close.
I'm not sure that they're even going to be able to need that, because obviously he gets that first pick, but it isn't enough to stop the second tick from rolling through on that point. They do secure the second one. That's a big one for them. And I mean, in this instance, you're feeling pretty good right now if you're the Floppr. You've done very, very well on this attack, and there's a very real chance that you're able to take this third tick in this next fight. Surely this is it. Yeah, they're going to be able to take this round. 6 points secured, and just like that, the Floppr, they're able to finally answer back and give me a chance at drinking a little bit more of this delicious sarsaparilla.
I mean, they hit you with the hashtag you can do it too. You know how it is. Hey, shout out Minnesota, right? Their first offensive didn't look too great, so their second time around on it, they looked phenomenal, right? I mean, Chicago, they had a arguably better offense, but I mean, at the end of the day, you can't beat 6 ticks and, you know, getting it done, right? So now, still going to be down by 1 round, so Minnesota Floppr still have to win out the rest of this map to take the map. So they have to win 2 rounds in a row here. They're going to have to win in offense. Well, they might get 2 defenses if they get lucky. If Chicago gets less than 3 ticks on this, then Minnesota will be guaranteed. So we'll see. If they tie at 3, I think Chicago has that life advantage. That's not going to be ideal when it comes to that, but you never know. You can still cut that life advantage down here. Chicago Hunted, though, back on offense. They get the nice little trade 1-for-1 at the beginning. They've got the stack going on this A side. Stack the point. Word to Jim's. I don't know how I mixed that one up. But look at that thing fly by. You get 3 players on there, make it 4, actually. That thing is already gone. The B point is all we care about.
In the blink of an eye, the Chicago Hunted, they are already taking it. But that is a team wipe the side of the Floppr. That is huge for them. Being able to do that just means that they can do it. And just like that, they know where the spawns are. They can cut off so much movement. But Parker wants to be able to break the rest of his team out of this one entirely, and just like that, the Floppr, they still regain control of this one. I mean, it's beautiful stuff right now. The Hunted are looking very solid, but the Floppr on this particular point defense, they're looking great. Relapse is able to secure 2.
Not looking ideal here, but Chicago Hunted, they finally get themselves kind of a little bits of something going in their spawn. They got to take out Zin still. Nobody paying attention to that player at all. He kind of sneaks up behind a couple of them right now. This is not going to be ideal. Chicago going to get cut down once. Whoa, don't shoot your teammate there, pal. Whoa. That's a little tough. Yeah, a little too hot. Gun's a little too hot right there. Got to slow her down a little bit. But now Chicago breaking out towards that pool side. They still have 1 minute and 15 to work with. Remember, they got that A site very quickly, right? I mean,
yeah.
They basically added 1 minute to 1 minute and 20 seconds. Like, they had plenty of time to work with here. But now, lives aren't that far off. They're pushed out of spawn. They've got players on B. They got a couple guys underground they have to worry about. But Chicago, they have an opportunity here. Got to be careful. A couple of their teammates are going to go down. But Fatty here still alive, trying to get the first kill. Gets one on the board for his team. That'll help him get out of spawn at least. That distraction helps him move back up once again. But now you got to be careful because Relapse is going to push right through the middle of the map.
I mean, the Floppr are just doing a phenomenal job at winning the most crucial gunfights here in this round. Ever since that first point went the way of the Hunted, the Floppr have not lost a gunfight that has screwed them over in particular. But eventually, that tick goes through, and that could be the momentum that the Hunted need to win in map 5. They do get the guaranteed defense. Even if they aren't able to take it here, but they may not need it. They get the second tick, and that's going to be the third as well. The Hunted win this map before I finish my bottle of delicious sarsaparilla.
I tell you what, though, Chicago Hunted are as advertised in control. I will say. I shout out Chicago Hunted, right? They get it done right there. Nice little 3-1 victory. Have not lost the control.
I remembered it was south and not north. Let's fucking go. We're going into map number 4.
Yeah, Chicago Hunted. They're going to be on that far side of the map right off the bat here. We'll see bedroom side here. But some kills going back and forth right off the bat. That's how you pretty much expect P1 to go. But Chicago, they pick up 3 to only losing 1. Get themselves some decent map control. They're on the time right off the bat. But we see some counters pretty quickly. This is P1 standard for you. Pretty much just going to be a bang out. But Chicago, they did exactly what they wanted. They got the early kills. They got themselves the good side of the map. They're locked and loaded for that P2 side. Now they're just going to keep P1 contested.
Yep,
he's
they'll make sure that was, Batman with 3 ammo in his gun. There was not much to work with there.
He was just going to punch him. He's Batman, baby.
Just going to punch him. Yeah, you know what? If it works, it works. Unfortunately, it didn't in that instance. 8-11 right now. It's not a lot of points here on this P1. I mean, as you say, this one's always very back and forth. There's equidistant from the middle. It's going to be very close. But Minnesota has started to walk away with this one a little bit. You will take a solid 27 point P1. It's a very good amount of points to have gotten there. And now, moving into P2, the Hunted, they do have the early rotations, and they do have a couple of really nice picks to just continually keep the Floppr away for now. But that is a really nice little pistol kill coming out from Relapse.
Yeah, Nick on a quick flank right here. He just spawned behind these guys, so, you know, he's going to get some nice free kills here. It's out of Chicago, kind of clear out towards this P2 side of the map. They get those close spawns for their one teammate that went down. Phenomenal break coming out. They only lose 4 seconds to Minnesota there. And boom, they're right back in the driver's seat as far as getting time is concerned. They've got the early kills, and Fatty's just popping off. Fatty had a really rough start to the series for the first 3 maps, and Fatty's been making some nice plays here. So, love to see that out of Fatty. W Fatty.
It's been really solid stuff coming out from him so far on this hardpoint, as you say. But, I mean, currently sitting at a negative KD, only player on the team to be doing so, though. And, I mean, 24 seconds of hill time and counting, though. Fatty is no less of an integral member of this team than anybody else here. And, I mean, speaking of everybody else here, Nick currently fragging out, getting several kills in a row there, getting up to 8. Super solid stuff there, but the Floppr, I mean, they're just unable to find an answer right now. This point has barely started.
Yeah, this is kind of the Chicago we expected to see coming into this series on maps like this, right? We expect them to take that nice little kill lead going in their favor, get a lot of map dominance. But look at that. They get 3 kills on the board right there without losing a single player in that gunfight situation that just went down. Okay, Scrape, calm it down. I mean, I don't know how he just wins that gunfight, but he does. He has team help, obviously, but he's about to run out of ammo. He's only on a 3 streak right now, but I mean, look at this team across the board. 9-5, 10-4, 12-7. The Chicago Hunted is just absolutely slaying out. They're letting Fatty sit in that hill, eat up his dinner, get plenty of time. Still a bunch of kills coming on that board. Now you're going to see Scrape on a 5 streak. Parker cleaning up. He wants that last 2 seconds of this P3. They've got the early rotation of P4. They've got the back corners locked down. Now, Minnesota Floppr, they need this break very desperately. We'll see how their initial push comes through.
And I also want to point out that this is kind of how the previous hardpoint started as well, of significantly for the Hunted, where the Floppr ended up making a comeback here. But I don't know, man. The Hunted do not seem interested in letting that history repeat itself, because the Floppr, they are just not finding any ways onto the point here. 120-30 right now. It is ugly for the side of Minnesota.
Well, this should be the Chicago map pick here, so I'm not too surprised that the dominant hardpoint team on their map pick is very dominant. I'm not surprised at all there, but Minnesota starting to fight back a little bit here. They got 15 seconds left on this time they could get, but Scrape picks up that 1 kill, 1 more player to beat. That's going to be Jay. But well, no, Jay's actually right here pushing to the back, so hey, what are you going to do? But he does a great job getting that last 10 seconds for his team. But that last, you know, like couple seconds there, not going to be too important. We're going to be back on the P1. Chicago, once again, on the bad side of these spawns. They did have one player spawn out. That's going to be Fatty on the opposite side of the map. Get some kills back and forth. Minnesota pick up 2. Chicago pick up 2. And Fatty
with a
top
nice
it off
double.
once again. Big kills. Look at his soak time, though. 131.
131!
Doing his job.
I mean, yeah, when you're a player like this, obviously, like, KD is an important statistic in, like, any Call of Duty game you're playing, but, like,
yeah,
somebody's got to be absorbing that hill time, and goddamn it, if Fatty's not doing a phenomenal job at that, being able to stay alive for his team and get the picks when he needs to. Unfortunately, not in this instance. Not going to be able to take out either of the players who approach him right then, but Scrape is able to get that trade onto Ben. Fatty goes for a nice little backstab onto the current hard point P1. He will be able to get some of the scrap time as well. So really well done from Fatty. Playing very, very well this map right now.
Multiple people just ran past people right there, but Minnesota Floppr, maybe an opportunity to get something going. But Parker, this is that aggressive SMG who's always going to be behind it, but does get taken down. So now another push coming in from Chicago. They pick up 2 kills, only losing 1 in the process so far. Scrape up the elevator, has to be careful here, does go down. His teammates are there to trade on out. Chicago should have the close. Oh, never mind, not going to have the close spawns anymore. Minnesota Floppr going to grab that. I thought one more Chicago player was still alive, but good contest time there, not giving up too much in the end of that. Chicago, though, need a nice little break. 30 seconds or so remaining on this time. Minnesota Floppr in this one, ready to go. One player up the elevator does go down. Make it the second going up is down. Only one player getting a kill for the side of Chicago. You got to think they're probably going to chalk this one up, move their way to the P3. They did a great job there in the past, but they'll take the last 15 seconds here at P2.
If nothing else, it becomes more and more obvious that the Floppr are at very least not going to allow themselves to get 100-point clubbed here. So not up to 91 off the back of a couple of very good hard points at the beginning of this second rotation. Very solid stuff coming out from the entirety of that team. But unfortunately, sometimes you do just get team wiped. And at 93 points, you're just going to allow the Hunted to get at least another solid 15-20 seconds without being able to contest that, and it's going to be even more because that's another team wipe for the Hunted. They are on fire.
I mean, this is their best hill for some reason. I don't know why, but they love this. So I know why. I mean, they're just all guns forward, right? They don't have to really look behind them too much. It's all guns forward, just shooting at each other, and this is where they excel. I mean, the kill's going their way. Fatty's going to eclipse that 2-minute mark in the hill. His teammates are there to clean up these last couple kills. We're going to see Minnesota trying to break through the front still. Only 20 seconds remaining on this time. They're going to get on it. You see Chicago start to back on off. They're playing for P4 now. They want to get a dominant P4 once again.
It's been looking very solid so far, but I mean, going into this next hard point, this is potentially like the make or break moment for the Floppr. They need to be able to find some form of momentum. And that's a good start to it. You are able to get the first pick, but Nick not going to allow that to stay relevant for long. A couple more picks are going to roll through back and forth. And I mean, it gets hard to stay on this point sometimes, man. The trophy systems, they will go down eventually because there's a lot of ordnance going into those sites.
Yeah, Scrape just sits there and waits for the first person to come across. Gets another one there. That was a kind of a big kill right there, but Minnesota Floppr still on this time, 20 seconds remaining, getting themselves slowly back in this game. They did a great job over the last couple of hills, but there we go. The bang out comes. Chicago on to pick up the kills. They should be able to grab this last 20 here. Still have to beat out Zin, though. Zin gets in that one gunfight in the back, does take out Parker. His teammates in the area. They want to fight for this last 10 seconds. They know once you hit that 200-point mark, you can't really afford to give up too many points anymore. But they get the kills. They grab that last 5 seconds. But Chicago now, get a full-on spawn on the good side of the map going into this P1. So they're going to be able to lock down and get ready for that P2 right off the bat here. But we'll see how these early kills go back and forth. Chicago shooting at multiple different angles there and don't win those initial engagements. They end up winning a couple of them in the end. 2 for 2 on the map right there. NJ wins another clutch gunfight there. Just like that, the side of Minnesota Floppr not looking too bad here. They've got a good opportunity ahead of them.
Definitely not. They're able to win out a couple of these super crucial gunfights here, and now they have a pretty solid amount of time gained here on P1. Definitely not over here.
Ooh, that spawn might be crazy. That spawn might be wild. Then.
Unfortunate team kill, though, onto J Miles means that Hunted have an opening onto this point, and they're going to be gaining a fair bit of time here. Maybe the entire remaining amount of time that there is on this P1. all of the scrap time indeed going to be going the way of the Hunted, and now they only need 20 seconds. No, okay, the Floppr are able to get this back a little bit, but Hunted still are able to win on this hard point. It could be over here.
Yeah, J Miles kind of got lost there for a second. They don't really know where he's at the moment, I don't think. He wins that gunfight. There we go. He does lose 2 of his teammates, so just has to kind of stay alive, wait for these guys to spawn up. You're going to get a weird spawn out on the corner there. The side of Chicago Hunted getting cut down. 3 players go down. The 4th one is going to get a kill. That's going to be Fatty. Gets another clutch kill. This guy is soaking up time and getting kills when you need it most at the moment. Chicago break on in. They need 15 seconds. This one will be over. The side of Minnesota Floppr still trying to push this one in. Scrape going to be the one who's here trying to chow out multiple players. Picks up one. Picks up the second. Doesn't even need help to get it done. The help was very close by, though. 8 more seconds and it'll be over. The side of Chicago Hunted, no one close. This one's done and dusted. Should be a 250 to 175 victory, no problem.
Brush a little bit of that dust off your shoulders, Hunted, because that first map is looking ancient right now. I mean, you barely lost that first one, and now you are looking dominant here in this map for your second hardpoint is a slaughter, frankly.
Yeah, I mean, they had a couple rough moments there throughout that map, but for the most part, just insanely dominant, right? I mean, there was probably like only 2 hills the entire time where things got a little bit out of control. Chicago Hunted starting this one out on offense. Zin with the first blood on the map, who actually was not Zin at all. I think it was J Miles there, but 2 dead already on the side of Chicago. Nick trying to equalize this the best he can, does get taken down just like that. Going to be a 1v4 on the map. Parker, let's see if you can get the first 1v4 of the series here.
Could happen. It's very possible. Parker, kind of been shooting today. Obviously, everybody in this lobby has been shooting a little bit, but I mean, Parker has been pretty phenomenal throughout the entirety of this series. And I mean, he's made it through. Somehow, Relapse just doesn't have any eyes on him for the entire time and gets caught completely off guard. I mean, you hate to see it. Sometimes you do just get caught off guard. So,
oh, he's about to get another 1v1 here.
Oh,
this is crazy.
Wait
oh, this is diabolical.
He's been spotted out, surely. Oh. Ben does not win that gunfight. And now they know exactly where he is. Sub 30 seconds left in the match. In the round, excuse me. And that is a brave little about face there from the side of Parker. Running up the stairs here just to try and make it all the way to this B bomb site, but I think that this has been read at this point. I think they know for sure that he's not on the A site and he will get cut down. The bomb does get planted, but we aren't playing Valorant. There's no economy to worry about here, so it doesn't end up mattering literally at all. The Floppr are going to be able to take this first defensive round.
I mean, they almost let that slip away.
It was close.
To be honest, I mean, they just kept taking a lot of 1v1s there against a guy who you don't want to be taking 1v1s against. But Minnesota figured out as soon as they lost that second 1v1, they said, how about we just group up and play together? And you know what? Worked out from there. They get that bomb defused, no problem. They go up 1-0 on their map pick here. And the side of Chicago Hunted now. Going to be over on that defensive side for the first time of the map. But remember, they are up 3-1 in this series. So if they win this one, they're good to go. And they win this series. Minnesota Floppr must win this to stay in it.
You gotta be able to stay alive here, and I mean it's a 1-for-1 trade pretty early on, and they're still in a pretty decent spot here. Obviously, losing Relapse sucks, but you do also take Parker out of the equation if you're the side of the Floppr, and he was giving you a little bit of an issue in the last round, so potentially a massive pick coming out from the side of the Floppr. Parker, though, does get the trade back. It's Fatty. You're right. The HUD is lying to me. 2 versus 2.
It is very bad. You got 2 number 4 players. You got 2 number 4s and 2 number 5s.
I love Codcaster.
Fatty here. He's got a player close. Ooh, does spot out J Miles. Is going to call out to his teammate. Love to see Scrape kind of pushing up like, hey, I'm going to help you out here. I'm not going to abandon you. They should know this bomb is down. They definitely know this bomb is down. Yeah, so here we go. Benjay trying to push in from that boat. You're going to see J Miles pushing in from that big door as well. Big gunfight coming in right there as Benjay wins that one. Fatty has to win 1v2. Picks up the first one. Waiting for the second player to push on through. Get aggressive. Love that out of Fatty. Let's go, Fatty. Get it on, buddy.
I mean, that was beautiful. That was beautiful stuff. we were at the beginning of last map talking about how he just wasn't doing a great job in the fragging department, but I mean when it matters the most, 1 versus 2 just comes out swinging, and the Floppr not able to make this 2 in a row.
He did it against Ben J and J Miles. That is not easy.
God
All I'm
damn.
saying is Fatty might be my hero. He's on a 3 streak right now, 3-1. This guy did like what 2 minutes 30 seconds of hill time or something like that in the hard point.
Something like that.
Soaking it up. But I tell you what, here we go. Round 3 on the board. Fatty leading the team with the bomb in the hand. Looks like they want to go plant this one over towards this ace site. But over the side of Minnesota Floppr, they do get that first blood. Was going to be J Mouse picking up the first one. Does get traded out. Gunfights going back and forth. Minnesota Floppr getting some nice ones on the board. As Relapse gets 2. Last one on the board. And just like that, GG no re.
No redo on that round. We will be moving on. A 1 versus 3 situation. This time a little bit too much for Fatty to overcome, especially considering he got flanked pretty quickly in that situation.
It's tough.
So
it's tough.
It is tragic, is what it is, really. And the Hunted, they are able to take another defensive round. No, sorry, the Floppr. Dude, what is happening to me today? I'm confusing every single team with every single other team.
I blame Jim's.
I blame
producers
Jim's.
just doing it. But Ben J, now going to have the bomb in the hand, has been very lucky to have his kill feed taken by Relapse, though. Oh, Relapse, though, finally gets a kill, who actually was Zin. So what are you going to do? Big first blood coming in from the side of Minnesota Floppr. They get that bomb down right off the bat. Parker trying to make something happen, but not able to do just that. The side of Chicago Hunted now going to be down a player, have to retake the A site.
Spots out the leg of Zin, and is able to get the kill. So now it's 2 versus 2. Parker and Scrape looking pretty solid here, and they are able to get Ben out of the equation. Just J Miles, who has been on an absolute tear this map. 7 kills already, but not able to add to it in this round. It's still going to be a defensive round win. It's still going to be 2-2.
Yeah, hey, what are you going to do when you end there? For a second there, I thought Chicago was just going to have someone dive out in the middle of the open and get gunned right off the bat. You know how that is. Happens every once in a while, right? Sometimes, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever. But they saw 2-2 round count there, both these teams. Hey, here we go. Protocol S&D getting pretty mixy for both these squads. And someone's going to have to win that first offense. We'll see who it is. Something tells me it's going to be Chicago, and they just bang out that B site. So we'll see what happens here. But Minnesota Floppr, they're going to be on defense here. This bomb picked up by Chicago. We'll see them. Looks like they're staying. Might go B here. No, they're putting a lot of mid pressure. Here we go. Like to see it. A lot of gunfights back and forth there. The first grenade does go off. Side of Minnesota Floppr getting that first blood is traded out though. And Zin gets the kill, goes down. And now, if you're side of Minnesota Floppr, you got some good info. You got a player on the flank as well. That player is going to do his job, get a nice kill. Now Parker has to make something happen in return. Does pick up one just like that. 2v2. The bomb over on the opposite side of the map as Parker is right now. Kind of looping around, just trying to be careful. That player doesn't want to get taken out. That's going to be Scrape. Minnesota Floppr, they are tweaking right now because they have no idea where either of these players are.
Oh, they got no clue. They got no clue whatsoever. And that is going to be a very aggressive play coming out from Nick, and it will be successful. Or Scrape, rather. I think. I can't tell who's who anymore.
Yes,
I think it's Scrape.
Yes.
It is, in fact, Scrape who gets that kill. And now Ben J, a series-long MVP, is going to be left in a 1 versus 2. Bomb is going to be down on the B site, and he might be able to find an angle here onto this number 4 player of Parker. But, I mean, he's got to be so careful. Otherwise, he spotted the leg. Is able to get the kill as well. Goes right back up to the top. And I think this is the right play. Scrape has an idea of roughly where he's going to be coming from. But, I mean, Ben could
just go defuse it.
I mean, he could,
okay.
Theoretically. No, he spotted him out. He spotted him out.
That's tough. His full side of the bomb, but Ben J saw him as well. So he's got to push this. Gets the early gunfight advantage here, but Scrape just playing his time, gets the kill regardless. Gets the first offensive round win here for Chicago. That round started out absolutely chaotic in the middle of the map. We saw people getting naded out, stunned like crazy, you name it, trades back and forth. Ended up as a 2v2. And Chicago ended up turning into a 2v1 pretty quickly. Got that bomb down, and hey, what are you going to do? Minnesota Floppr, unfortunately going to lose the first defense, but hey, what are you going to do? 3-2 advantage to Chicago. We'll see if it's like dealership all over again. Minnesota's just going to counter with an offense of their own.
I mean, what do you like you said, what are you going to do? Win the next one. That's what they're going to do. So Minnesota Floppr now, this could parallel basically not exactly what we saw last time around, because it's only been 4 defensive round wins in a row, because of course it has. It's not been the 6 we saw in that first map. It's not been quite so back and forth. This is early momentum for the side of the Hunted, but I mean, they seem very comfortable here. Unfortunately, Zin is able to sneak up on them and just completely dismantle a couple more players. 2 players down now for the side of the Hunted. And Fatty is on such a hilarious
Guys
angle
got this
on
on
this
lockdown.
ladder, but they know.
Ooh.
They're aware. Parker, Fatty, excuse me, is not going to be able to live through that one. And Nick, now left in a 1 versus 3, more than capable of getting this one done, but not able to immediately find anyone. That's a lie. Relapse is out of there, but doesn't check the corner, and the Floppr, they do in fact take that offensive round.
Let's be real, I ain't checking that corner. Ain't no way. Ain't no way in a million years I'm checking that corner. Zin's just like, oh, hey. It's a free kill right there. Wins the round for the team, but nice clean one from Minnesota there in the end. I thought Fatty was going to make a play with that pistol for a second on that ladder. He was like ladder stalling for a little bit. Maybe he was going to pull like a fakie or something, but ended up not happening. Yeah, oh my gosh. But, dude, the glory days. But, Chicago Hunted now. Back on offense. We'll see if they can keep the offensive streak alive in this game. That's 2 offenses in a row. We'll see if we can make it a third. We're going to go towards that A site here. Yep, we see the grenades, nukes going off just like that. Going to have a player push on up. Got to be careful. How does he get out alive?
Holy!
Parker's still alive. Gets out of there no problem. Starts to chow back just like that. Minnesota Floppr probably tweaking. They're trying to figure out what's going on, but nice little first blood going the way of Chicago Hunted. Scrape picking that one up. And just like that, Chicago not looking too bad. It looked sketchy at first, but it ended up working out.
Yeah, they are able to get that player out of dodge and not let the ordnance down in the basement be his demise. And now they just have full control of this A-bomb site here. Yeah, they have control. It's not going to be easy for the side of the Floppr to get back in on this one. They've got to get the bomb down, right?
Plant the bomb.
Where's the bomb? Like, where is it at? Okay, it's finally being planted. Finally, it is being planted on,
I just want to make sure.
The A site. And Ben has this standard sight line. And they spotted out a couple heads, but I mean, you lose out on 2 players there. It's just gonna be Jay Miles in a 1 versus 4, able to get his 10th kill of the map. But the Hunted, they will take another offensive round, and that puts them on 4.
Whew, little 4-3. That's our 3rd offensive round win in a row between these 2 teams. So let's see if that streak keeps on going with Minnesota, if they tie this one up 4-4, or if the side of Chicago can get themselves a nice little 5-3, the dreaded 5-3 lead. But we'll see what happens here. We got another round to come up. Chicago had a very clean offensive round there. I say clean. It did not start out clean at all. Parker, I think, may need a new pair of pants after what happened to him down there in that hallway, but he's good to go now. Minnesota Floppr on the offensive side. I mean, Jay Miles is 10-5, man. This guy is putting in work all series long. Should be, I believe he's the captain of the team too, so expected. But
oh
gets
my
the quick
God.
flank through big door, gets the first blood there. Jay Miles putting in work. Zin gets a nice kill as well, just like that. That bomb's going in and down, but Scrape gets the flank, picks up 1, picks up 2. He's got bullets for a 3rd. He doesn't get the 3rd, but who cares? Now going to be a 1v2 as Fatty all by himself. I've never trusted Fatty more in my entire life. I don't know where Fatty's at. You see that second player from Minnesota, low-key kind of tweaking a little bit. That's going to be NJ, I believe, actually. We'll see.
Inside of the building here.
That was Jay Miles.
Managed to make his way down the stairs, but I don't think they expect this angle coming out from Fatty here. The 1 versus 2, extremely possible. I mean, we saw one earlier from him on this very map, but it will not happen again. Another offensive round win for the Floppr. Puts us at 4 apiece. This is actually insane. They just keep trading back and forth.
Minimum of 10 rounds. That's what we're going to get. I tell you what, I'm excited. This is good. This is good. Hey, that's what we need.
Good. It's good COD. It's good COD.
South putting on a show for the boys right now. I tell you what, both these teams deserve this victory, but man, Minnesota Floppr team putting in work right now. I mean, diving off the into the deep end and just through the big door. Why not? Right? No one's watching long. No one's watching long. Screw it. He probably thought someone was going to watch long. That's why he dove in. But Minnesota Floppr here, now on defense. Chicago Hunter trying to push this one in towards that B side. Once again, by the looks of it, Fatty going to get that first blood, who actually was Nick. My bad. I should have known he didn't have a sub out. But Nick Has to see this guy in the corner of the stairs. Doesn't spot him out. Nice little trade on the map there for the side of Minnesota, but Parker gets one as well. Yo.
Tweaking. I'm geeking.
You know what? You know who else is tweaking right now? Minnesota's tweaking. Never mind. Not as bad anymore. Relapse.
Never
Nice one there.
mind. They're
Gonna
gunning.
Fatty spotted you out though, Relapse. Gotta be careful. Oh, Fatty, you gotta win that gunfight, but he's good though. He gets out alive, no problem. 2v2 on the map. Scrape and Fatty. Would not expect a better duo on this map, to be honest. But Minnesota Floppr, they've got Benjay and Relapse. Benjay spots him out. Nice little 1-for-1 on the map. Scrape gets one of his own. He wraps around. He gets spotted out. I mean, Relapse with a heck of a gunfight win right there. He's going to get that bomb defused. No problemo. Plenty of time. Ladies and gentlemen, it takes 7.5 seconds to defuse. He had 14 seconds. This guy had it no problemo.
None whatsoever. I mean, that's finally another defensive round win. The Floppr have put together 2 in a row here. And if history repeats itself, similar to what we saw on Dealership, we could be seeing the end of the map in round 10 at the hands of the Floppr, sending us to another game here on this map. It's going to be a banger no matter which way it goes. We either get another map or a round 11 after this round ends.
Oh, we're getting the absolute bang out towards A site right here. But guess what? Chicago's here, baby. 4v4 on the map.
Oh my god.
It actually was Fatty with one, but I don't know who got the other two because it's not even telling me right now. But it was the one who died. It was Parker. And Chicago had it. They tie this one up, no problem. Parker picked up 2. Fatty picked up 1, no problem. Just like that. Big round win on the board. We tied up 5-5. We're going. I mean, it's technically game 5. Game 5, round 11, baby.
Game 5, round 11.
It's not a real game 5, but it's a game 5, baby.
Let's go, baby.
I want the starters on the board. I want the starters out there now.
It is in fact a game 5, round 11. Now, granted, it is not a final map, round 11, but it is a game 5, round 11. Let's fucking go.
We got the starters on the board right now. Scrape going to be 11-6. On the counter side of that, you're going to have J Miles 11-7. The leaders of these teams absolutely ready to go and locked in. We're going to see this A site probably get banged out maybe a little bit. Both teams a little slower this time around. Maybe a little worried about, you know, losing this round and losing the series. Remember, Minnesota Floppr lose this, they're done and dusted. Chicago, they can afford to lose a few more. Chicago on it though.
They really don't want to. Surely he spotted the head there. Yeah, he does. But Scrape not able to get that kill. The RC goes in. Not able to find a kill with that one, but they do now know the position of at least a couple players on the side of the Floppr. Fatty able to find that first blood, but it's a 1-for-1 trade. More players fall on both sides. It's going to be a 2 versus 2 to decide everything potentially. And Fatty, last man standing, a 1 versus 2 potentially to win the championship here, but the bomb is not down.
Don't push that. Don't push that. Don't put no Fatty. Go plant the bomb at B.
Don't go to A. Where are you going,
Fatty? All right, there's plenty of time here. They spot him out. They're like, "Whoa!" They think he's probably gonna push, but he's going back. Okay, you know, if I'm in the team chat right now, I may be saying, "Hey, maybe we plant B," but he's gonna get spotted here on the cross. They know he's here. He gets that first kill. Can he get the second? He turns on him. No, Fatty.
You ran out of bullets at the last possible second, and the Floppr stay alive. What is this madness?
Fatty, I mean, Fatty had that 100% if he has ammo right there, but unfortunately, the first kill just took a little too many bullets. But hey, you guys banned it, so you know. Now, in fairness, everything's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. So, Minnesota Floppr versus Chicago Hunted.
Oh my god!
Gonna be back on the board here. Chicago gonna get that first blood. Gonna get the second. Gonna get the third blood as well. They're the defensive team here, and they go full wipe right there. And now they're gonna go for the spawn kills. If you're the side of Minnesota, not looking too good. Not looking too good.
Okay, 0 kills so far. Actually, they do pick up that first one on the Parker, but not able to convert into that second one. Fatty is moving and grooving right now. 2-1. Able to pick up 2 kills in that first life. You absolutely love to see it, but I mean, the Floppr are only just now able to get out of their spawn, but they might get shut right back in there because Parker able to get on a flank, but does get shut down pretty quickly. I'm so excited. I'm starting to cough mid-cast. There's too much happening right now. Big aggressive plays from the Hunted because the Floppr, they're already down to 16 lives here in this first round of map number 6.
Yeah, I just read the chat. I kind of regret doing that, but decided Minnesota Floppr, and things not looking too good at the moment. Chicago Hunted getting these kills on the board. Scrape, one of the players you have to go through in the middle of the map, and that's not going to be too easy. I'll tell you that, Minnesota. But hey, J Miles opening things up, getting that first kill. Actually was Zin, but hey, what are you going to do? Ooh, Scrape doesn't get shot right there. Doesn't get called out either. So Minnesota Floppr kind of make a misstep there to get the kill with the knife as well. I mean, what's going on? Scrape on a 5-streak right now. It's single-handedly keeping these guys pushed on back. And just like that, no time, even a little bit of time on an objective as the side of Chicago Hunted and take round 1 without giving up a single tick.
Yeah, they didn't even step on the point that whole time. It was dominant from the side of the Hunted. That was an ironclad defense, the likes of which the CRL may never see again, potentially. That was beautiful stuff the whole way through. And I mean, this play from Scrape, man. 8-1? 8-1? Are we kidding right now? I mean, this is MVP of performances right here.
I mean, hey, when you need it most, right? When you need it most. Guy's on a 7-streak. I think he is, still doesn't have that Hellstorm yet. Unfortunate to see, but we'll see. I don't know. It might be more than one. That sounds crazy. He gets it, doesn't get the streak. Dude, streaks in this game are crazy. And Zin is low-key just piecing up his entire team. I mean, all 4 go down.
Oh my God, dude.
No one gets the streak as well. They shut the streak down. They obviously don't know that. But it is gone. So Scrape's probably not too happy about that. But they're getting some kills on these respawners as well. He's behind 2 more. Zin picks up 1 more. He's just going up the zipline. Don't care.
Nobody gets to walk out of attacker spawn this round. It's not allowed. We're just not allowing that to happen. 23 lives already for the Hunted.
This is basically just protocol control from like week 1 of the game. Like nobody left spawn.
Yeah.
Protocol control.
I mean, such a fascinating map and mode combo, because
here we go though.
Early on, there was so much of a defender-sided map because of the ability to control that high ground, just meaning that it was impossible to take that B site. But I mean, times have changed. People have changed a little bit of how they attack this map, and it's gotten a little bit scrappier for sure. And right now we're seeing that effect in full swing. It's a scrappy attack. Unfortunately, scrappy does not mean particularly great in this context. 12 lives now remaining for the side of the Hunted. They are able to get a tick. That's a little bit better than what the Floppr were able to put up in the previous round, but it's not going to be enough. At least not yet. There could be a second tick, and there will be here for the Hunted, but 10 lives now remaining. They're gonna get the full point potentially.
They gotta, okay, well, J Miles, he finally gets on it. They stop it at the last second. But for a second, they were going to walk through and just go for the spawns. But now you're going to see the side of Chicago. They're on the B side as well. They've got 1 tick over there, 2 ticks on A. Some more kills going their way. J Miles, though, on a quick little flank. Going to pick up these kills.
5 lives.
5 lives remaining for the side of Chicago. But that B side still being ticked down. So Minnesota has to push on over there. Has to deal with that. But they also got to deal with these spawners. I mean, are they going to let the second tick happen on? Are they just going to let the second tick happen on B? No, okay. They get them down. Okay, they get the second tick secured. And they're on A.
They get the second tick, and the remaining members of the Hunted, they just run over to the A site because the entirety of the Floppr were not looking at A. And now it's just 2 lives remaining against 11. Surely this is chalk. Surely they cannot get that 6th tick. But, I mean, this is a monumental attack compared to what we saw previously. The Hunted are, like, dominating. Frankly, it is 1 life against 9, but make no mistake, the Hunted are feeling very good about this round.
Ooh, 1v8, 1v8, doable. Yeah, this one's it's gonna be a little tough, but he's got 50 seconds to just run around the map and get some nice clean kills, I guess. I mean, they're all respawned, all grouped up. They have 5 ticks on the board. Get spotted out.
Stat padding.
Okay, and then he jumps off the map. Later.
Bye.
I don't think he intentionally did that one, but I mean, hey, that's 5 ticks on the board. I mean, Chicago, they don't win that as an offensive round, but we'll take 5 ticks because we know how dominant defense can be on this map, so it's pretty big. But shout out J Miles, by the way. This guy got put in a blendy round 1 along with the rest of his teammates. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it was just him, but then he put Chicago in the ultimate blender this round. Like, he was all up in there. So he did a great job. Minnesota Floppr, though, they win that round. They do give up 5 ticks, and I think probably at least 2 of those ticks may not have necessarily been necessary, but they did it for the art of spawn killing. So it worked out in the end. They won the round. Thanks,
They'll
Nick.
take that.
Thank you, Nick. I appreciate that.
They'll take it. They'll take it. They'll take it. It's looking very solid for the side of the hunted right now. I mean, a huge tick lead. I mean, 0 to 5. Just not what you expect to see typically from this game mode. But I mean, the hunted, they are very clearly practiced here. They know what they're doing, and they're very, very keen to put an end to this series. They are not happy about the fact that one bullet literally could have changed the course of CRL history on that last map. And I mean, they just want to put the nail in the coffin right here, right now. They are barely, once again, allowing Minnesota to approach these points. Very aggressive defensive round here, but the life count is a little bit more even than it was last time. Only two different, a difference of 2, rather.
Not too bad here. Chicago hunted. Doing a good job on defense, but they got a little mini stack going over towards B. Got 2 players to deal with. Fatty. You know, he'll miss a couple shots like that, but watch this next gunfight. He's just going to snap the hell out of like 2-3 people. And this is what he's going to do. But Scrape here to help out. Some kills going the way of Chicago there now. They start to clear out this B site. They did lose 1 tick, so that's big for Minnesota. They got a tick on the board. That's their first tick so far of the map. They're going to have to full clear here if they want a chance at defense that last round. But the side of Chicago hunted. I mean, they're not going to slip this one up for free here. 9 more seconds remaining. The side of Minnesota Floppr do break out of that spawn, though. They've got an opportunity to get on that A site. All of Chicago stacked over towards that B site. Nice nade.
They do get over onto the A site, and they are able to get at least 1 tick. If they can manage to get all 3 ticks here and extend this by another 60 seconds, I mean, that's absolutely massive. But I don't think they're going to be able to do that. They get to the point at least 1 more time, but I mean, J Miles is dead as all hell here, and just like that, Chicago hunted. They are going to be able to take a second round and put themselves on championship point.
And it does guarantee them the last round defense, no matter what. So, like, even if this does go round 5 here, they get that defensive round. So, good job for Minnesota, though. They did what they could on offense. Now we're going to have to clutch up here on defense and have a good offensive round win. They've got the structure they need to get it done. We just got to see it happen. They got to win 2 in a row here. They are on map elimination points and also series elimination points. So if you're not Chicago, if you're Minnesota, you're probably sweating a little bit. If you're Chicago, you've got a little bit of leeway to work with here. We don't want to use that up, but hey, you've got it if you need it. You almost won the last offensive round, which would have won you the series. But unfortunately, didn't get it done. We'll see if you can have it happen here. They get that first blood on the board. They get the second just like that. They open things up quite quickly on the A site. Side of Minnesota has to push back now, has to get some pressure on this map. Still losing lives. One more player pushed up towards the middle of the map right there at gun. Picks up 1, going for 2, but guess what? There's 3 players to deal with. So not going to be too easy. The side of Chicago looking fantastic at the A site right now.
Nick just ending a 7-kill streak by eventually going down, and
we got B.
You hate to see it, but at the same time, they've got the A site. It's gone. There's no way they're going to be able to recontest this one, and the Hunted have only lost 3 lives up to this point. B point is all that remains, standing between the Hunted and a trophy here in the CRL. The championship is within reach. But it's going to be a very difficult task to be able to take this B site. Historically, not an easy spot to contest at all.
You'll see how this goes down. Chicago, though, able to break out a spawn, pretty much no problem.
Oh my God.
Lead right there out of Nick. That's crazy work. But had the idea that player was there. Got it taken care of. Checked his corners. Double-checked and made sure. But Benjay now trying to back off, trying to stay alive. Needs the team help. We see Chicago make it onto that B site. Not going to be a good look here if you're the side of Minnesota. Got to get some mid-map control back here pretty quickly. J Miles, though, pushing up, trying to get this player on the water barrel. Gets taken down just like that. Chicago hunted. They can win this one if they keep it up. First tick on the B site secured. They have a 6 life advantage as well. Minnesota Floppr at a massive disadvantage at the moment.
The aims from Scrape has just been phenomenal, and it will continue to be as the last seconds of Black Ops 6 for both of these teams tick away slowly. Illinois' illest will take this one away. Chicago hunted. They will be crowned the Chumpions here in Gold South.
I mean, your Gold South pre-made champions, the Chicago hunted. I mean, go undefeated all season long. Definitely well-deserved. Didn't lose a single control. I mean, what are you going to do? Almost went undefeated in hardpoint, but unfortunately that didn't happen. They lost one. Shout out to the Minnesota Floppr, though, in return. Phenomenal.